Hello, everybody. Tim here for a review on Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. This is definitely one of my most anticipated movies of the year. If you know me at all, I'm a huge Marvel fan. And Guardians of the Galaxy, the first one, is my favorite Marvel Cinematic Universe movie. It's not my favorite superhero movie of all time, but it is my favorite Marvel movie of all time. So I was very much looking forward to Volume 2. And rightfully so. I think most people would say that the first one was it's a good, enjoyable, fun comic book movie, and I thought it was wildly entertaining. So I was very much looking forward to this one. And let's cut to the chase. I really, 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 really liked it. I didn't love it. I'm not there yet. It might take a couple more times. But basically, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to give you my pros and my cons, and I'm going to start with the positives. And that's that just right off the bat, it hits you with a Guardians of the Galaxy vibe. It brings you back to the feel of Guardians. It doesn't feel like your every other Marvel movie. It doesn't feel like Ant-Man. It doesn't feel like Doctor Strange. It doesn't feel like the Avengers. It doesn't feel like Civil War. It doesn't feel like Thor. It doesn't feel like any of these movies. It feels like Guardians of the Galaxy, and that was refreshing. It felt good to be back in this space. No pun intended. All of the characters, I liked them all. There were a couple like side characters. I'm like, okay, they can go away. They're quick. They're annoying. But even some of the characters that I didn't like last time, like I didn't hate Yondu, but he wasn't a standout for me. He's a standout in this one. And honestly, my biggest pro to one of the characters is actually Nebula, who is probably the one thing in the first one that I can say with certainty that I hate. I really hate Nebula in the first one, and I thought she was very good in this one. From the performance, the way she was written, and her things that happened to her character, I very much enjoyed her in this one, so that's good. All the characters all around, and all the new characters too. Mantis, specifically, I thought was very good, and Kurt Russell as Ego, I thought was very, very good, because he's Kurt Russell and he's amazing. Other positives, just it's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. James Gunn knows how to shoot the movie, and all the CGI is top notch, and I really enjoyed the story here. Now, the common complaint that I've heard about this movie is that there isn't much of a story. I would disagree. I can't say a lot without getting into spoilers, but hopefully I'll put up a spoiler review later this week, once the movie's out and everybody gets the chance to see it. But I understand the complaint, but to me, the main thing about this movie is that it's a story about family. It's a story about Peter, Star-Lord, and his dad, and also the rest of the Guardians and their family. It's a story about family, and that's what I would say the movie's about. Which I thought was great. Throughout the whole movie, the theme works wonderfully, so really enjoyed it. As for negatives, I have a few. I thought the music this time around didn't really hit as hard as I wanted it to. And the first one's music is obviously a big staple of what made that movie very popular. But to me, it was more than that. The music mixed in with the story. It was part of the story. It was part of it. This time it was there, and it wasn't bad. It just didn't pop like in the first one. Like there was no. It's a dance off, bro. There was nothing like that from the first one. There was no hooked on a feeling, blue Swede, that song belongs to me. There was nothing like that this time around. So while the music wasn't bad, it was good. It was fine. It just didn't hit like I wanted it to. As for other complaints, there's a few moments, I'd say, in the middle of the movie where it starts to drag just an inch. But it didn't like detract from the movie as a whole. But once it picks back up, it picks back up. And that actually leads into another positive, but I got the sense this whole time that this movie is a very big tribute to Empire Strikes Back. And I actually didn't see a couple of the trailers for this movie, but I watched them afterwards, so I know that this is in the trailer, so I can say this. It's not a spoiler. You see, Groot, Rocket, and Yondu doing their thing, and then everybody else is doing their other thing. So you split up the heroes, and it felt very Empire Strikes Back, like Luke and R2 going one way, and the rest of the crew going the other. I got that vibe throughout the movie, and it does have a darker tone than the first one. There's a lot of stuff that happens in this movie that, me and Maggie, my fiance, that saw it with me tonight, we were shocked a little bit. There were a couple times where we were like, wow, they went there. But it's all to support the characters and to support the story, and I thought it was done very well. So, overall, guys, I know I've just been kind of rambling a bit, but I think that there is a lot to love here. And there's a few things, there's only a couple things that I didn't really care for or that didn't really work for me. A couple of my other negatives are plot points, so I can't really describe them here, but what I will say is that I think it's a highly enjoyable Marvel film. It's a good one. It's not a dud, so they're still batting really, really well here, and I think that if you were a fan of the first one, you're not going to like it as much as the first one, but you're going to like it a lot. You're going to be satisfied. You're going to enjoy yourself. It's a good time at the movies. And it's just fun, and that's the main thing, is I just wanted it to be fun, and it was, so that's a good grade for me. Alright, guys, well, thanks for listening to me ramble about Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Like I said at the top, I was very anticipating this one. The next big one that I'm really anticipating is Alien Covenant, so we got that coming out in a couple weeks. So yeah, guys, if you like this video, hit like, hit subscribe. I'm going to throw another review up. Let's throw another Marvel review. How about from a couple months ago, we reviewed The Avengers, so let's throw that up there. Again, if you like this video, hit like, hit subscribe, and until next time, guys, have a good one.